Do you believe man-made climate change is happening?
Absolutely not. There is no proof at all scientifically. There are just models. It is a total poppycock.
Most of us of a certain age grew up watching David Bellamy. He was the bloke on our TV screens getting covered in mud, in rivers, through forests, and teaching us about the natural world in a way that felt genuine, authentic. He wasn't polished, he didn't appear to be reading from a script. He was just passionate about nature. But then something changed. Bellamy questioned, publicly, the narrative around man-made climate change. And almost overnight, the invitations dried up. The television appearances stopped. The newspaper columns disappeared. And a man who spent decades educating youngsters suddenly found himself pushed to the sidelines. Whether you agreed with him or not, the message was clear. Challenge the accepted narrative and there will be consequences. Now compare that to the story of David Attenborough. Attenborough, who recently turned 100 years old, and for decades he's been presented as Britain's most trusted voice when it comes to things environmental. His documentaries have become global events, his words are treated almost as gospel, and while nobody can deny the breathtaking footage or the impact that he's had on wildlife broadcasting, there's another side to the conversation that rarely gets discussed. Because over the years, David Attenborough and his programmes have moved increasingly beyond simply showcasing nature. They've become vehicles for a particular message. A constant warning that catastrophe is just around the corner. Rising temperatures, dying ecosystems, population concerns, carbon footprints, climate emergencies. The same themes again and again. And for many people, the question isn't really whether or not environmental problems exist. It's whether or not fear has become the product that's being sold. After all, television isn't just about informing people, it's about shaping opinions, directing narratives, influencing behaviour, creating emotional responses, a kind of problem-reaction-solution scenario, over and over again. And nature documentaries are no exception. We've seen stories emerging over the years about scenes being recreated, footage being edited together from different locations, animals filmed in controlled environments, and dramatic narratives built inside the editing room. That's not unique to Attenborough's productions, but it does raise a question. How much of what we're watching is pure observation, and how much of it is storytelling designed to produce a specific emotional reaction? Because emotion is powerful. Show somebody a statistic and it will be forgotten by tomorrow. Show them a lonely polar bear accompanied by heartbreaking music and they'll remember it for years. And that's where many people argue, critics, including myself, the line between education and persuasion becomes blurred. Meanwhile, Bellamy stood on the other side of the debate. He didn't have billion-dollar productions behind him. He didn't have the backing of major institutions. He wasn't delivering cleverly crafted speeches on international stages. He was simply saying what he believed, whether it was popular or not. For that, many people in that field saw him as a scientist who was wrong. Others see him as a man who paid the ultimate professional price for speaking his mind. Either way, the contrast is impossible to ignore. One David became the national treasure, the other David became a cautionary tale. One was elevated, the other one was marginalised. One sold a future filled with warnings, the other challenged those warnings themselves. And that's why the story of David Bellamy still resonates with so many people today, after all this time. Because beyond climate change, beyond carbon dioxide, beyond environmental politics, the question at the heart of all of this, what happens when somebody questions the dominant narrative? Are they debated? Or are they simply removed from the conversation? As Attenborough reaches his milestone of reaching 100 years, many people will celebrate his legacy. Others will remember Bellamy and wonder what might have happened if his views had been given the same platform, the same protection and the same respect. Perhaps the real story isn't about either man. Perhaps it's just about who gets amplified, who gets ignored, and who gets to decide the difference. This, which I'm about to show you, is the interview that many people believe marked the end of Bellamy's career. Watch it for yourself and make your own mind up, and let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, please do hype, like, share, comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.
Visiting New Zealand for many, many years, and you're known throughout the world for your work, but of late you've caused controversy and become, I suppose, something of a pariah as a result of your views on climate change.
Which you've called a poppycock.
What is your view? Do you believe man-made climate change is happening?
Absolutely not.
And why do you, what backs up your belief on that?
Because there is no actual proof. There's a whole series of computer models, and you can fiddle computer models to say what you like. If you actually look at the fact that for the last 10 years, man-made global warming, if it was working, has stopped because the temperatures have gone down. And right at this moment, we're heading for 30 years, pretty cold thing. You've just had wonderful ski seasons, so have we, around the world.
So what do you put
there is no proof at all scientifically. There are just models.
You actually say that the current warming of the planet that we are experiencing is going to be good for this planet. Why do you say
well,
that?
No. We could grow more food in Siberia. We could
and more wine.
Well, yeah, certainly.
Apparently.
And, of course, if you go back 2,000 years ago in Britain, we were growing good Merlot in the borders of Scotland. And that was 3 degrees to 5 degrees warmer than it is now. And then we had the little ice age and everyone, and we fought each other. It is climate change, and there is absolutely nothing. We're talking about 0.7 degrees Celsius rise. I go out this thing, a cloud comes over, and it changes that much. It is a total poppycock.
Truth, freedom and unity return to Norfolk this summer. Join the Thetford Truth and Freedom Festival on July 17th and 18th, 2026 at the Angel Inn, Larling. 2 days where like-minded men and women gather to share ideas, raise the frequency and explore truth. From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m, enjoy guest speakers, topical presentations, then from 7 p.m. to midnight, relax with live bands, singers and a resident DJ. Camping pitches for tents or vehicles, with or without hookups, are available at a reduced rate for festival goers. Book directly with the Angel Inn reception on 01953 717 963 with street food, festival stalls and real ales, all for just £20 a ticket. This is more than a festival. It's a gathering inspired by the spirit of Thomas Paine. July 17th and 18th, the Angel Inn, Larling.